WAD. After graduating from college, I dated a gorgeous CEO, but we had a very bad relationship when we broke up. WAD. I thought he was too rich, and one meal cost me a month's salary. I thought he was too noble and pure, and was not in the same class as a pig farmer like me. WAD. To put it bluntly, I was just hypocritical and had low self-esteem. WAD. But later I lost my job and couldn't find a job. WAD. I was desperate, so I sent him a message. Is your company short of people? The CEO's ex-girlfriend replied in seconds. My company is short of people, but not dogs. WAD. After seeing this message, I knew that he still had a lot of resentment about me breaking up with him, so I gave up the idea and continued to boil water to cook noodles. WAD. But before the water boiled, the phone started to beep nonstop. Lynn, how you? Do you think you can join my sister's company whenever you want? My company recruits people from 985 and 211 university. WAD. How dare you, a person from a second-tier university, ask me? I know, are you looking for an excuse to get close to me and want to get back together with me? You regret breaking up with me, right? Are you having a miserable life now? Did I say that men don't reply to messages? Let me tell you, our company has a high threshold and strict rule. WAV. Others have a 3-month probation period, but I must give you 6 months. The probation salary I will give you is at most 20,000 yuan a month. Don't think that I will treat you preferentially just because you are my ex. You better come to the interview on time at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I won't wait for you for even a second longer. Also, don't think of bribing me with milk tea. WAD. I don't want to drink taro milkshake at all. Is the place where you live very remote? I have a house near your house and a car in the garage. WAV. Otherwise, you can drive here. WAV. It's more convenient. When I came over with the instant noodles, I was a little confused when I saw the message sent to me by Yi Qingwu, the female president of a listed company. WAD. Before I could reply, the other end of the phone called me. WAD. Yi Qingwu's cold voice came. What do you mean? How dare you not reply to my message? Is this your attitude towards finding a job? If I don't see you coming for the interview at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, you're dead. I couldn't afford to eat, so I immediately put on a good employee attitude. Don't worry, mister. It will definitely be on time. There is another thing I have to remind you. WAD. Our company prohibits office romances. Don't come here and think about getting back with me, mister. WAD. Yeah, I absolutely abide by the company's rules and don't have office romances. You better not show your true colors. WAD. As long as I find out that you still want to get back with me, I will fire you immediately. He snorted a few times. WAD. Mr. Yi, I will cherish this job very much. The next day, as soon as I went downstairs, I saw a red Maserati parked at the door. WAV. I was going to scan the code and ride a bicycle to the company for an interview, but I didn't expect the driver to get off the car quickly. Hello, are you Mr. Devalna? WAV. Lynn? WAV. Are Mr. WAV. You arranged for me to pick you up for the company interview. Isn't this a bit of a big show? Wait a minute. I'll go buy a cup of milk tea first. WAD. I found a nearby milk tea shop, bought a cup of taro milkshake, got in the Maserati, and went to the company smoothly. WAV. As soon as I got off the car, a well-dressed woman came over. Hello, Mr. WAD. Lynn, I am the company's human resources director. WAD. Your workstation has been arranged for you. Your salary is temporarily set at 20,000 yuan a month, plus full attendance, meal allowance, transportation, 5 insurances, and 1 fund, which you have to pay when you join the company. WAD. In addition, when I heard the human resources director say these words, I suddenly felt something was wrong. Sorry, I interrupt. The human resources director said with a smile on his face, Mr. WAV. Lynn, go ahead. WAV. I don't think I have entered the company yet, and the interview has not started. WAG. It's like this. President Yi greeted you early in the morning, and in order to avoid you making more outrageous requests, he arranged these benefits for you in advance. WAV. President Yi also said that if you are not satisfied with his arrangements, he allows you to leave now. WAE. When he opened the company, he also said that he didn't like employees who were picky. WAV. The HR director said this with a strange expression on his face. I wonder if you are satisfied, Mr. WAV Lin. I immediately came back to my senses and said, satisfied, where is the contract? Is there a permanent contract? I am willing to sign a lifelong contract now and work for the company until my death. The HR director laughed. Our company's contracts are generally signed for 5 years. WAV. I quickly showed disappointment on my face. That's a pity. WAV. But it's okay. I will work for the company for 5 years first. Where is the contract? I want to sign it now. The HR director quickly gave me a contract, and I signed my name without even looking at it. Where can I find a job that pays 20,000 yuan a month? In addition, I am now desperate. How can I have the face to pick a job? After signing, I kept a backup copy for myself. The HR director checked the contract and confirmed that there was no problem and said to me, by the way, Mr. WAV Lin, I will take you to your workstation now. WAD. I smiled and nodded in response. WAD. On the way forward, I found that many people were looking at me, and there seemed to be fewer and fewer people in the direction I was walking. WAV. Something seems wrong, I realized later. Excuse me, where is my workstation, and what is my position? Mr. WAD. Lin, your position is Mr. WAV. Is personal secretary and private life assistant. WAV. As I was talking, I had already arrived in front of a big door. WAV. The HR director raised his hand and knocked on the door. WAV. A crisp voice came from inside. Come in. WAV. The HR director made a gesture of invitation at the door. Mr. WAV. Lin, Mr. WAV. Yi is waiting for you inside. WAV. You should contact Mr. WAV. Yi in person for the specific work content. WAV. I was stunned for a few seconds and Yi Qing's impatient voice came from inside. Are you coming in or not? If you don't want to do it, turn left when you go out. After I came to my senses, I quickly stepped into the house and saw Yi Qingwu. He was wearing a simple little white dress. His unpainted face seemed to be lightly made up today. His slender legs were glowing white, and she was wearing a pair of white shoes on her feet, and the whole person looked youthful and beautiful. This doesn't look like the dress of a female president, but more like a pure school flower. WAV. I was holding a cup of taro milkshake in my hand, and Yi Qing suddenly strode towards me, looked down at the milk tea in my hand, and took it from me without any hesitation. I didn't expect that after not seeing you for a few months, you are still so shameless and want to bribe me with taro milkshake. I tell you, even if you do this, I won't treat you any preferential treatment. She stared at me coldly. WAV. I looked at him awkwardly. Mr. WAV. You look familiar with this outfit. WAV. Familiar? I really didn't expect that you still missed me. I tell you, it's too late. Today I am no longer someone you can afford. This outfit seemed to be the same as when I first met Yi Qing. WAV. Also, you must abide by my rules when you work under me. Okay, Mr. WAV. Yin. I immediately agreed. WAV. I glanced at the milk tea on the table and reminded him, milk tea tastes bad after it's been stored for a long time. WAV. You also know that milk tea tastes bad after it's been stored for a long time. If I didn't remind you, do you still remember that I like to drink taro milkshake? How come you don't? I bought you clothes, and your outfit has dropped several levels. I'm so disappointed in you. You must dress according to my aesthetic in the future. It really makes me angry. WAV. I finally trained you well, but you become like this in just a few months. He shook his head. WAV. Mr. Yi, I'm just here to work. WAV. Do I have to dress according to your aesthetic? I couldn't help but remind Yi Qing. WAV. Yi Qing's beautiful eyes flashed with a light. You are my employee now. Do whatever I tell you to do. If you're unhappy, you can leave now. No, I didn't dare to say anything more after hearing this, and immediately said, okay, don't worry, Mr. WAV. I will do what you say. 20,000 yuan a month. This is not a joke. It is simply saving me from the water and fire. Okay, I won't talk nonsense with you. Your workstation is over there. You go over there and be ready for my orders at any time. Yi King pointed to a small desk next to me and said to me, WAE. Okay, I walked over there and turned on the computer. WAE. Not long after, Yi Kingwu's voice came. Why is the sweetness of your taro milkshake wrong? It's too sweet, I said in confusion. Mr. WAD. You used to like the sweetness 50 sugar. WAD. I just tried it a little, and you showed your feet. I didn't expect you to remember my preferences so clearly. There is one thing I have to remind you. I am not a boyfriend and girlfriend now. You should restrain yourself. Got it. I responded. WAK, King, who didn't assign me any work for the whole morning, and I was so bored that I wanted to play games. WAV, I finally made it to lunchtime. WAV, just as I was about to pack up and leave, King, whose voice rang out, I have a social event at noon. Come with me. Okay, Mr. WAV. Yeah, in a large private room in a high-end restaurant. After the food was served, there were only two of us. WAV. After a while, I saw that no one came, so I couldn't help asking Mr. WAV. Haven't the customers come yet? What customers? Ye King Wu asked. Didn't you ask me to accompany you to social events? Ye King Wu said lightly, yes, I asked you to accompany me to social events, and the person to be socialized is me. The dishes are all served. Let's eat. When I heard this, I was surprised. WAD. I looked at the sumptuous food on the table and knew that this meal was not cheap. WAB. Ye King Wu suddenly said, look at you. You can't even afford to eat without me. You're so hungry. You're so hungry. You're so miserable without me. He made a sound of TSK, staring at the food on my table, which was very tempting to me, who had been eating instant noodles for almost a month. WAV. I didn't hesitate at the moment and soon started to eat with relish. This meal was really delicious. But Yi King Wu started to bring up the past. You are living such a miserable life. I don't know how you had the nerve to break up with me. I interrupted him quickly when I heard this. Bossy, we have broken up, so why don't we talk about the past? I want to. Do you still remember the reason why you broke up with me? Just because my income is a little higher than yours. You broke up with me. When I first got together with Yi King Wu, I didn't know that he was the female president of a listed company. WAD. Later, when I learned the news, I was shocked and finally broke up with him because I couldn't stand the pressure. WAD. Bossy, your income is not just a little higher than mine. WAD. Their income is much higher than mine. A meal you eat casually may be equivalent to my monthly salary. There is a huge gap between us. WAD, we are not from the same world after all. We are not from the same world. Are there two worlds? I wanted to say more, but he interrupted me. I don't want to talk nonsense with you. WAD, have you finished eating? Follow me after you finish eating. He strode forward and I followed behind him. WAV, after paying the bill, I found that this meal cost more than 5,000. WAZ. Since this meal, Yi King Wu's attitude towards me has gradually become colder in the next few days, and he began to arrange some normal work for me. WAV. But this is even easier for me. WAV. After all, with a high salary of 20,000, I always feel guilty if I don't do something. WAV. Just as I was busy, there was a knock on the door outside the office. WAV. Come in, I said subconsciously, because I knew that Yi King would not knock on the door when he came in. WAD. As soon as the words fell, the door was pushed open, and a figure hurriedly ran towards me. Brother, Miss WAV. He is in trouble. You go and save Mr. WAE. Hearing this, I got up and followed him without any hesitation all the way to the conference room. WAE. The person said to me, Mr. WAV. Len came to discuss cooperation with Mr. WAV. early in the morning, and after the cooperation, he asked us to leave, saying that he wanted to talk to Mr. WAD alone. WAD, we didn't know what to do, so we had to find you. You and Mr. WAV, you have a special relationship. WAZ, what's special? In fact, everyone knows that you are Mr. WAD is X and WAV, and what? Everyone also knows that you dumped Mr. WAV. Yay! I was speechless for a moment, thinking that gossip always spreads the fastest in the company. WAV. No one dared to break in. I raised my hand and pushed open the door of the conference room, and as a result, I saw a familiar figure, Lin Xiang Man. WAV. The moment I entered, Lin Xiang Man's eyes met mine, and a hint of surprise appeared on his face. Lin Hao Yu, why are you here? Haven't you broken up with King Wu? I was about with King Wu. I was about to speak, but Lin Xiangman said first, are you going to tell me that you came to King Wu Company to work? You can't be so thick-skinned, right? I was embarrassed. Sorry, I have to live a hard life. There is no way. At this time, Yi King Wu winked at me, walked towards him quickly, and stood between the two of us. WAV. Lin Xiangman failed to pursue Yi King Wu at the beginning, and was heartbroken when he learned that Yi King Wu and I were together. WAV. Later, when Yi King Wu and I broke up, he immediately found Yi King Wu, but looking at this situation, I guessed that his pursuit had never been successful. WAV. When he heard what I said, his eyes widened with anger. I didn't expect you to be so thick-skinned. How much salary does King Wu give you for such a big family? 20,000 a month. That will give you 100,000 a month now. How about you go to work in my company? Lin Xiang Man said with great wealth. WAV. After hearing this, I couldn't help but feel a little moved. WAE. I was about to answer, but Yi King Wu glared at me with her beautiful eyes, and her beautiful face suddenly darkened. Lin, how you dare you two promise one and try? The words that came to my lips were swallowed back by me. WAE. Don't worry, Mr. WAD. Yi, I am definitely not the kind of person who can abandon principles for tens of thousands of dollars. But this is 100,000, but I am not an ungrateful person. WAV. Lin Xiangman immediately became anxious. King Wu, this guy is just greedy for your beauty and money. He doesn't really like you at all. Don't be fooled by him. Isn't that great? It proves that I am rich and beautiful. Ye King was said narcissistic ally, but he really has the capital. WAV. Lin Xiangman's eyes darkened. He looked at me again and said, Lin Hao Yu, I advise you not to have any bad thoughts about King Wu, otherwise I will never let you go. Never, I said with certainty. WAV. As soon as I finished speaking, Yi King Wu's face changed. WAV. Lin Xiangman seemed not to notice it yet, and continued chattering. You have to recognize your own identity. Only someone as outstanding as King was worthy of him. Wild boars can't eat fine brand, don't you think? Yes. How can wild boars compare with domestic pigs? Domestic pigs can only sit and wait to die. WAV, this wild boar, although it can't eat fine brand, has a strong ability to survive. In terms of combat effectiveness, domestic pigs are no match. As for me, why do you know so clearly? Because my dad is a pig farmer. Ye King Wu burst into laughter, but Lin Xiangman didn't hear the implication of my words and mocked me again. It's good that you know yourself, okay? It's occasion of my words and mocked me again. It's good that you know yourself. Okay, you go out first. I want to discuss cooperation with King Wu. No need, let your sister come and talk to me, but out Lin Xiangman. His face became expressionless in an instant. Also, Lin Hao Yu is my man. It's not that an outrigger to let. At this time, Yi King Wu and I were the only ones left in the conference room. WAV, I lowered my eyes and didn't dare to look into Yi King Wu's eyes at all. WAD, he stood up and walked in front of me. Lin Hao Yu, I advise you not to have the idea of changing jobs. Otherwise, the huge penalty for breach of contract will be so high that you can't even keep your father's pig farm. That won't do. WAD, the pig farm is my father's life's work. Mister, don't worry, I'm not that kind of person. If you want to go east, I will never dare to go west. I said confidently. W-A-He. Yi King Wu suddenly laughed. Then why did you break up with me in the first place? Sometimes I even wonder if there is something wrong with my brain. He really talked about things that were not related to the topic, and I remained silent. WAV. After a brief silence, Yi King Wu spoke first, go out to work first, and take me home in the evening. I had just finished the work at hand, and my new colleague Liu Ruy and suddenly handed me a cup of coffee, Brother Lin. Liu Ruy and called me gently, and I immediately got goosebumps all over my body. Don't call me so corny. Just say it if you have something to say. Liu Ruy and stuffed the coffee into my hand and smiled sweetly at me. Brother Lin, I heard from my colleagues that you weigh 1,000 yuan a month when you first came here in this WAV. He pays special attention to you. WAV. Do you have any secrets? Teach me. I also want to be like you, not 20,000 yuan. Just over 10,000 yuan will be enough. So it was for this matter. WAV. I can't tell him that Yi King will open a back door for me, right? The only secret is to work hard. I smiled indifferently. WAV. Ruy and looked at me half doubtfully. Is it that simple? Yes, as I said that, I shivered suddenly. WAV, why do I feel that the temperature has suddenly dropped? It seems a little bit. I subconsciously looked back and happened to meet Yi King Wu's beautiful cold eyes. WAV, Mr. Yi, Liu Ruy and shouted with a smile and slipped away. WAV, I immediately stood up. What does Mr. WAV you want to do? It's time to get off work, Yi King Wu said coldly. WAE. I almost forgot if you didn't say it. WAE. I sent Yi King Wu back to his villa. WAE. When I reached the door of the villa, I stopped. Bossy, I'll go back first. Yi King Wu blinked. Aren't we home yet? Huh? I looked at him blankly. WAV. Isn't it just a door? So I subconsciously pressed my fingerprint and opened the door of the villa. Welcome home, master. Listening to mechanical voice, I suddenly realized that Yi King Wu hadn't deleted my fingerprint. I didn't expect that he still kept my permission after we broke up for so long. I looked back at him in surprise. WAV, it's nothing strange. I just forgot it. Yi King Wu responded lightly. WAZ, he was usually busy, so it was normal to forget. WAV, after Yi King Wu entered the door, he habitually took off his coat. WAV, since you are here, try my new dish. I hesitated and said, but it's not good, right? What are you thinking? I just want you to help me try the poison first. Don't want anything bad to happen to my future boyfriend. Yi King Wu took out a pair of slippers from the shoe cabinet and handed them to me. WAD. For some reason, when I heard him say future boyfriend, I felt a little disappointed. A girl as outstanding, beautiful, and good at cooking as her would have no shortage of suitors. But she chose me. WAZ. I once asked her the reason, but she never told me. WAZ. After Yi King Wu changed into her home clothes, she went into the kitchen to get busy. WAV. I wanted to go in and help her, but she drove me out saying that I was in the way and affected her performance. WAV. Half an hour later, Yi King Wu came out with a dish of braised fish with good color, fragrance, and taste. It was my favorite fish. WAD. Try it. Yi King Wu's expression was indifferent, but there was a hint of expectation in his eyes. WAD. I picked up the chopsticks and tasted it. Delicious. His cooking skills were still as good as ever. WAZ. Yi King Wu curled his lips. Are you regretting breaking up with me now? After all, a girlfriend like me who is beautiful, makes money, and can cook is hard to find even with a lantern. I don't think I said anything. No, Mr. WAV. Yi, I know that you are now in a mood to get back together with me, but I will never get back together with you. Yi King Wu paused and said, unless you apologize to me. Is he giving me a way out? The feelings that I suppressed in my heart continue to spread outward like a flood. WAV. Seeing that I ignored her, Yi King Wu suddenly took off her coat, revealing her beautiful collarbone and white shoulders. WAV. She walked up to me, raised her hand to lift my chin, and forced me to look into her beautiful eyes. WAV. My heart suddenly pounded, and she came closer to me. Are you in love with someone else? No. The atmosphere was getting more and more wrong. WAD. Mr. Yi, it's getting late, and my cat is waiting for me to go back and feed it. I'll pick you up tomorrow morning. I fled like a useless waste. WAD. After returning home, I was still in a bad mood. WAB. Xiaomi was still mowing beside me as if to say, I smell the scent of the former mistress on you. WAV. I picked up Xiaomi, stared at his big round eyes and asked, Xiaomi, do you miss him? Xiaomi responded by meowing twice, as if admitting that he was thinking about Yi Qingwu. He was the kitten I raised when Yi Qingwu and I were together. WAV. Well, we broke up. Xiaomi was taken away by me. WAV. At that time, I thought this cat might be the only thought between us. WAV. Now he has grown up a lot. The next morning, I went to pick up Yi Qingwu. WAD. Looking at the dark circles under his eyes, I knew that he must not have rested well last night. WAD. No one spoke along the way. WAD. When we arrived at the company, Yi Qingwu went to the morning meeting before arranging any work for me. WAV. An hour later, my colleagues came out of the meeting room with sad faces. WAV. I asked curiously, what happened to you? Xiao Li said innocently, Boss, you got so angry just now that we didn't even dare to breathe. WAV. Another colleague guessed, I suspect that Boss Yi may have a relative. WAV. But I remember that Yi Qingwu's menstrual period is at the end of the month. In the following week, my colleagues found that as long as I was in the meeting room, Yi Qingwu would not get so angry, so they dragged me to meetings of all sizes. WAV. After a meeting, Xiao Li dragged me to gossip. Lin, how you? Bossy doesn't still like you, does he? Don't say that. I quickly reminded him. WAN happened to hear this. And he looked at me with a smile. Just say that you are a newcomer. How can you have such a high salary? It turns out that you are showing off your looks. I really envy you. WAV. If I were a man, it would be great. WAZ. With my appearance, I should also be able to catch Boss Yu's eyes. Xiao Li couldn't help but curse. You're crazy. Go to bed early at night, and you have everything in your dreams. I was also at a loss whether to laugh or cry. WAG. After get off work, Yi Qingwu asked me to accompany him back to the old house, and I went back with him without thinking too much. WAV. When we arrived at the old house, he told me that he was going to meet his parents in the evening. WAV. I was stunned. Why didn't you tell me earlier? If you knew I was going to meet his parents, I would never come. There is no way. They keep urging me to find a boyfriend, and I can't find one for a while, so I can only let you come to deal with them first. Yi Qingwu took my arm and walked inside. Be serious. Don't let them see the flaws. In an instant, I felt like we were back to the time when we were in love. WAD. At first, I was a little worried, afraid that his parents would look down on me and embarrass me, but I didn't expect that the meal was particularly harmonious, and his parents seemed to be very satisfied with me. WAB. Xiaolan. King will be left to you to take care of in the future. His mother looked at me with a smile and said, WAV. I also put myself in the role of Yi Qingwu's boyfriend and responded seriously, Uncle and Aunt, don't worry. I will take good care of Qingwu and won't let him suffer any grievances. With your words, we feel relieved. After dinner, Yi's father and mother sent Yi Qingwu WAV. They asked me to arrange for my parents to meet with them as soon as possible to discuss the marriage, which made me a little overwhelmed. Didn't we just meet? How could it be related to the wedding? Mom and Dad, Lin, how you will arrange it. Then we will back first. Yi Qingwu pulled me into the car. WAE. Sitting in the car, I thought about it carefully, and I always felt that this dinner in the evening was not as simply dealing with the parents. After the car drove a distance, I stopped the car with complicated thoughts and turned to look at Yi Qingwu. Mister, don't you plan to explain what happened tonight? Yi Qingwu smiled and said, my parents have agreed to let us be together. What else do you have to worry about? How can they agree to let me be with you? I really can't figure it out. WAV. Whether it's identity or background, the gap between Yi Qingwu and me is too big. WAE. Because even God wants us to be together. Later, Yi Qingwu told me that one time his best friend came to see him. WAV. At that time, they had just taken a shower and were playing and fighting on the bed. WAE. His mother suddenly walked in and saw them hugging each other and almost kissing each other. WAD. In addition, they were wearing cool clothes at the time, so his mother mistakenly thought that he liked women and was scared to urge him to find a boyfriend every 3 days. WAD. When we were together, he had already planned to take me home to meet his parents, but he didn't expect that I would break up with him. WAE. Mr. Yi, do you still want to call me Mr. WAE? Yi King held my face and kissed me, and my heartbeat accelerated instantly. How can you not fall in love with someone you like? But I will inherit the family's pig farm in the future. What's the big deal? Being the boss of a pig farm is not bad. WAD. In fact, I really yearn for a pastoral life. Yi King went home with me. WAV. When Xiaomi saw him, she excitedly jumped into his arms in the ode as if saying, Master, you are finally back. I didn't expect you to take such good care of Xiaomi. Yi King held Xiaomi and sat on the sofa, stroking it gently, and Xiaomi purred comfortably. MLUAE. At that time, even if I was hungry, I would not let Xiaomi starve. That night, Yi King took a photo of our family of three holding hands and posted it on WeChat Moments with a caption, after going around in circles, it's still you. WAV. Not long after the WeChat Moments were posted, I received a call from Lin Xiangnan. WAV. As soon as the call was connected, I heard his scolding. Lin, didn't you say you wouldn't have any thoughts about King Wu? Now you're reconciled with her. How can you be such a dog? Hearing Lin Xiangman's roar, I quickly moved the phone away. WAV. When he couldn't scold me anymore, I slowly said, I wouldn't have any thoughts about King Wu, but I didn't say I would reconcile with him. Just wait. Lin Xiangman hung up the phone angrily. The next day, when Yi King Wu and I just arrived at the company, we heard colleagues in the company say that there was a big bouquet of roses in Yi King Wu's office, the kind with 999 roses. WAV. I followed Yi King Wu to his office, only to see Lin Xiangman standing in front of the big bouquet of roses with a box in his hand. WAV. Lin Xiangman, what are you doing again? Yi King Wu's face was full of disgust. WAV. Lin Xiangman came over with a happy face, opened the box in his hand, and held it in front of Yi King Wu. This is your favorite angel heart. I have been looking for it for a long time. In the box was an exquisite necklace. The gemstones inlaid on the necklace were as big as pigeon eggs, shining as brightly as Yi King Wu. WAV. Yi King Wu just glanced at it lightly. Such an expensive gift should be left to your future girlfriend. King Wu, why don't you want to give me a chance? Lin Xiangman looked at me angrily. How is this guy better than me? Can he buy you a necklace worth millions, or can he help you in your career? Although I don't want to admit it, I really can't do what he said. Before, I might have thought of retreating again, but Yi King Wu chose me so firmly. I won't let him go this time. Just as I was about to speak, Yi King Wu said, I can afford a necklace worth millions. As for career, my company is now a listed company, and it is not your turn as an outsider to give instructions. If it weren't for the fact that your sister is my good friend, I would have asked the security guard to throw you out. Faced with Yi King Wu's indifference, Lin Xiangnan was so angry, but he didn't dare to do anything. The Lin family's achievements today are inseparable from Yi King Wu's help. WAE. Lin Xiangnan would naturally not be stupid enough to cut off his own financial resources and finally left in disgrace. After his commotion, everyone in the company now knows that Yi King Wu and I have reconciled, and my colleagues all smiled and said that they wanted to hold my fight lightly. WAE. Almost another month later, Yi King Wu suddenly asked me, where are you going to take me home to meet your parents? This weekend, since I was going to take Yi King Wu home, I contacted my parents and asked them to redecorate the house. Although Yi King Wu didn't dislike it, she was a spoiled rich girl after all. WAE. I couldn't give her the best, but I also wanted to do my best to give her the best. At first, my parents were skeptical when they heard that my girlfriend was the boss of a listed company, WAV. They thought that the boss of a listed company would never be interested in a nobody like me. That was not until I brought Yikingwu home that they believed it completely. WAV. On the day I went home, my parents prepared a lot of food. I heard from How You that you like spicy food, so I specially prepared a few Sichuan dishes. WAD, how do you taste? My dad smiled from ear to ear. WAV. Yiking tasted every dish and praised delicious. I didn't expect Uncle to be such a good cook. If it tastes good, eat more. My dad looked at me. How you should learn to cook in the future. It's okay if you don't want to inherit the family din farm, but if you can't even learn to add cooking skills, how can you take care of Kingwu? I know. In fact, I tried it before. I cooked before. I cooked was so bad. King wouldn't let me cook, so during the time we were together, he basically cooked for me. WAE. When we just broke up, I felt that no matter what I ate, it didn't taste good. WAV. No, it's okay. I'll do it for you when I have time in the future. WAD. If I don't have time, just hire an Annie. Yi King immediately spoke for me. WAD. My mother smiled and said, "You are so lucky to have such a good girlfriend like Kingwu." I thought so at that time. Double evening, I took Yi Kingwu to walk on the country road, enjoying the peace and comfort that we didn't have in the city. WAV. Kingwu, you haven't told me why you like me in the first place. I still couldn't help asking the doubts in my heart. I don't believe that Yi Kingwu just likes my mediocrity. WAD. Do you still remember the chat software you played a year ago? His words brought my thoughts back to a year ago. WAD. At that time, I had just graduated from college. WAD. Because I couldn't find a job, I was under a lot of pressure, so I thought about finding someone to talk to online, but I didn't find anyone to talk to. WAD. Just when I was about to uninstall it, I met a person named Yun Yung Zhongsheng. WAV. I chatted with him very well, and he also gave me a lot of good advice, which helped me get through the depressing time. WAD. Later, I was busy with work and hadn't logged into the app for a long time. WAE. One time when I was cleaning my phone, I uninstalled the app. WAE. You're not the Onion Zongsheng, are you? I looked at him in surprise because the person's profile showed that he was a man, so I always thought he was a man. WAV. Surprising, right? After listening to Yi Qingwu's explanation, I finally understood what was going on. It turned out that he often couldn't sleep well because of work, and like me, he wanted to find someone to talk to online, and he met me by accident. Because of my humorous way of chatting and some unique ideas, he attracted him. WAD. At that time, we chatted almost every day and his sleep quality improved a lot. But later, I never went online again, and he thought it was just a short encounter until he met me in reality. WAD. Then, how did you recognize me? I was a little curious. Ji King was smiled at me faintly because of your voice. Your voice is very special. WAD. I knew it was you when I heard it for the first time, so that's it. Who knew you were so heartless and broke up with me? Ye Kai was still a little angry when she mentioned this. WAG. I hugged her and explained, it's because you are too good. WAZ. For a lazy person like me with no big ideals, it's very stressful to be with you. Okay, but I never think you are lazy. You are active at work, serious in attitude, and humorous. WAG. You are much better than those men who only know how to throw money at me. Yi King said it seriously, and it seemed like he was comforting me. WAD. But it doesn't matter. WAD. We are together now. Love can overcome all difficulties. WAD. This time we go back. We can discuss our marriage. Don't even think about running away from me again. I smiled and hugged her. I will never run away again.